Waiting to get more confirmation about this so we can independently confirm it. But according to NPR, U.S. Representative Gabrielle Giffords of Arizona was shot outside a grocery store in Tucson while holding a public event there, according to Arizona Public Media, as well as NPR reporting this.
Hi, this is Austin. 6 killed, 15 injured in a local Tucson shooting, one of the most tragic there's ever been at Gabby Giffords' meeting.
We interviewed Officer Nick and Officer Tim, members of Tucson and Oro Valley Police Department, who were there at the scene.
What's your name and what department did you work at?
Nick Faniff, Pima County Sheriff's Department.
What was your initial reaction to the call?
I was eating at Subway at Orange Grove, La Jolla. I was training a new deputy who had 2 weeks on at the time, and the call came out, shots fired at Safeway. At first I thought it was a not legitimate call, perhaps people with airsoft guns or something with BB guns, but the closer we got to with the call updates, I determined that it was an actual call, and the person I was training was driving my car. I told him to drive as fast as he possibly could.
What was your role during the whole shooting?
Like I said, we were at Orange Grove in La Jolla. The shooting was at Einen Oracle. It took us about 3.5 minutes to get there or less. As soon as we showed up, my cop car was parked right in front of the Safeway. The Safeway has a long, like a oblong shaped sidewalk. There were bodies everywhere on the sidewalk. People were screaming. We showed up, we started trying to do medical assistance. I went to help Gabby Giffords. She was on the south door. She was sitting up against the door with her feet out. She took a gunshot wound to the head. Helped try and do something with her head by placing gauze, took her shoes off for comfort. At that point, went down the line helping other deputies. One of the females who got killed, she was, I can't remember how old she was, but I helped him with doing a chest seal, trying to stop the bleeding in her chest when she got shot. And it was just going down the line, trying to help as many people as we could.
Did it change how you felt about anything, like around the policies at Oro Valley? Did it change, or the Tucson departments, did it change the policies around there?
It did for dignitary protection. At that event, there was no security for the Congresswoman. But after that, they started requesting security, so the Sheriff's Department does provide security when dignitaries come and do events.
How do you feel about the whole thing?
I mean, it didn't change my life at all. I was there all day. It was a lot to take in, but it's life. What are you gonna do?
And what are your relations with Gabby? Have you talked to her before or after?
I did actually meet her at an event at Tohono Chul Park. I think maybe 2 years later. I was doing security for that event. Going back to your question, so yes, when dignitaries come to town now, we do provide protection at their request. So I was doing that. I told her who I was, her husband, Mark Kelly, the senator, and introduced myself, and I have a picture with her from that event.
Thank you.
To think that there wasn't any security at the event is just so crazy, because nowadays, every politician you see is just bordered up with security left and right. So the fact that this event was not too long ago, just 14 years ago, and there was zero security, zero police officers at the event, just shows us how far we've come as a society.
What's your name and what department did you work for?
I work for Pima County Sheriff's Department, and my name's Tim Bingham.
What was your role during the shooting?
I was up in, that day I was assigned to Catalina, and so my response time was probably about like 15 to 18 minutes on down to the Safeway. And once I got there, I remember seeing the scene and all the carnage, but then I was assigned security on the perimeter, because at that time we had got additional information that there might be like a second shooter. It took us a little while to figure out exactly what had went down.
How did Oro Valley and Tucson departments work together?
It went pretty well. We were there first, but everybody was very helpful and wanted to jump in and help with the situation as much as they could. We had several agencies that got there really quick. Oro Valley was probably second, and then TPD and the FBI showed up also.
Did you notice any changes in the community after the shooting?
It shocked the community. It's just a hard thing when something like that happens in your own town. But it didn't really affect any of the Sheriff's Department policies. We went over a little bit, some additional training after stuff like that. But other than that, no.
How did the shooting change the protocol in the local departments?
You know, same answer. Really, at that point, we went over some additional training in our AOT that we have every year for critical shootings like that. But I would say that just additional training.
Thank you.
You bet.
Austin and I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch our documentary. As we all know, the 2011 shooting obviously affected victims, police officers, witnesses, and countless families, but the community as a whole really took a toll from this event, as many still struggle with trauma, grieving, and just pure on shock. As I bet you could ask any Tucson resident where they were when they heard the news of this tragic incident. Yet, many important topics were brought up due to this incident, such as gun control or even political security, as at the time it wasn't necessarily a big issue and was never thought to be a necessity. Our hearts go out to anybody who's still struggling with this event to this day.